world can seem so turbulent, so chaotic, like there's nothing to hold on to. But what if there never was? Not in the way that we have been conditioned to believe, at least. Nothing that is manifested in this world is constant. Everything shifts shape seamlessly and endlessly. Even a rock does, albeit at a very slow pace with a very, very low intensity. It's even obvious when you meditate and become still. In that stillness, there is a soft, swirling, ongoing shapeshift. You feel different when you take yourself out of meditation. It's the same when you wake up in the morning after having slept. Aren't you a little bit born again every morning when you wake up? Now, if everything is in a perpetual changing mode, which it is, how could there possibly be any kind of fixed reality in terms of fixed thoughts, ideas, or beliefs that everybody would be able to agree on if they only realized this, that, or the other? That's also an illusion, of course. Everyone who has sisters and brothers can testify how bafflingly different views siblings can have of the very same family that they grew up in. The obvious uniqueness of every human perspective has been shown also in films in a good way, I think, in many cases, like in films like 21 Grams, The Vantage Point, and Gone Girl, and in TV series like The Affair. Not to mention the well-documented difficulty in relying on eyewitnesses in crime trials. And by the way, the news media always chooses a perspective. It's just the way it works, but it's good to keep in mind. How many versions of you are there out there, do you think? As many as the number of people you have interacted with in your life, I'd say. Potentially 8 billion. Others' images of you are largely projections of what they want you to be in their lives, and also extrapolations from what they saw in you the first time they met you. Some people are more mature in their human interactions than others, of course, and are less afraid of shifting vantage point. Everything is seen from a personal angle, an angle which in itself, as I said, changes uninterruptedly. Sometimes the angle is collective, but only to a degree. We agree on collective viewpoints because we want to be part of something larger, but at the end of the day, every perspective is unique. I think this is hugely important. I think this is the very baseline purpose for us being here on this planet in the first place, because we are all aspects of the largest of the large, the universe itself, and it wants to experience itself from as many viewpoints as possible. Even history changes as life spirals away. I read and hear every day about new ways to look at antiquity and the origins of civilization. We've all read and heard about new disclosures and new discoveries that shed new light on what took place in wars, revolutions, and other pivotal junctures in space-time. The acknowledgement of the role of the indigenous peoples and the role of the African Americans changes the way we look on America's history, for instance, and the acknowledgement of the role of women, half of humanity, has changed the way that, or should change the way we look on the history of the world at large. And what we learn in textbooks is always the victor's version, the victor's perspective. That's also a good thing to remember. We all personally sometimes remember things that change how we construct our own life stories. How would the story that you tell yourself about yourself change If you one day found out that the family history was completely different from the one that you've learned. My point is this: no idea, thought, emotion, or physical manifestation is constant. No idea, thought, emotion, or physical manifestation is absolute. Now, facing such complete uncertainty creates discomfort and even panic in many people. But fully embracing this primordial openness, which is what it is, a primordial openness, actually entails an enormous sense of freedom, potentially even bliss. You become one with the change. You become one with emotion. When you go with the flow, it appears to almost cease, like when you jump on a train that just a second ago seemed to rush past you so forcefully. It all becomes tranquil, and in a rather undramatic way, everything appears to, simply fill every necessary part in the stage play of the universe. Life goes on and you are an integral part of it. It's all one long happening, and no one event isn't separate from any other event. Everything connects seamlessly, like in a beautiful dance performance. But there is one constant: existence itself. Consciousness is always present. Consciousness is a given, the only given. And you know you are conscious, or to phrase it like an idealist would, you know you are in consciousness. That is all you need to know. And that is all you really can know at the core. The fact that we exist and are conscious is the essence of unconditional love, the creative force in the universe. There is nothing to hold on to, because there is everything to hold on to. The whole shebang, all at once. Therein lies great freedom. Love you guys. See you next time. If you like this video and other interviews and talks on Mind the Shift, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate all the support. And you can follow Mind the Shift on Facebook and Instagram. And you can follow me, Anders Bolling, on all the main social media and also on medium.com. Thank you.